Why common sense doesn't exist anymore is because people are NPCs. It's as simple as that. People are just NPCs. They walk around doing whatever, just like, yo, what's up, homie? Yeah. But they got nothing, bro. Everybody has a low attention span nowadays, and that it's not good. It's not good. When people have low attention spans, they learn jack shit, bro. They be scrolling on their phone just like, and they learn nothing because of the content overload that they just like go into. They consume way too much content, and when they do that, it causes their mind to just like not even it doesn't even work anymore. It doesn't like take a break. If it was taking a break, then it would be more productive because your mind doesn't have to be working as hard as if you were also like scrolling on your phone, consuming all this content. Reading a book and then social media, you forget the book, because the social media is gonna have way more of an impact if you don't know how to treat a book properly. Bro, common sense just doesn't exist anymore because of people wanting to like riot for what feels good. These people who like protest for like women's rights. Bro, women have rights. People who are on the side who are just like not, who are feminists. People who are extreme feminists, they don't know what they're talking about. And people who are trying to like make other people feminists, they doubly don't know what they're talking about too. Like the people who get like influenced by feminists, because there's a narrative going on that masculinity is bad. But how is masculinity bad if centuries and centuries of prosperity has come from men? Like, not to be misogynist, but men have done a lot to society. And then here's another thing. Women have done a lot for society. You know how? They've also done some of the roles that men have done. Maybe not the same roles, but some roles they're able to achieve. And you know why women are good? Women are good because they've birthed men of value. And that's why women are so good. Self-improvement, it shouldn't like hate women. I'm saying self-improvement, but it's like Hamza, You should never hate women. You should never hate women. If you hate women, you failed. And once you failed, you got nothing to do, basically. That's why people are living like NPCs, is because they consume this empty message that men are bad. But how are they bad? They aren't that bad, bro. If they were that bad, bro, you would be seeing women being lynched in the streets for being witches. Bro, every single place on earth would be like this, the town of Salem, bro. And like women, they're great, but feminism is not good. Feminism promotes a sort of emptiness to their message. NPCs follow an empty message. That's why they don't got any common sense, because it feels right and they've been propagated to think in a sort of way. If they think in a sort of way, then everybody around them thinks a little bit of his way. The school system has this like narrative of feminism almost. It's like being soft. Once you go into the real world, I know that when I'm doing like trades, there's this one teacher that is super tough, and I don't know how he like does how he's like doing it, but like he's been through a lot, and just by standing next to him for like a split second, you can feel his energy, and you start to like square up, you know. I'm just like, well, not square up, but like you're just like, sir, yes sir, you know. The school system promotes a sort of softness to people in which they don't have accountability. Bro, over the years, the school system in Canada has like started to become more lenient. I know where I live, diploma marks went from 50% to 30% to 20%. Why? There's absolutely no reason why diploma marks are just going down and down and down. Well, I mean, there is a reason why, and it's because people don't want to be like stressed and doing all this and that. But you see like the older generation of teachers just like complaining, just like, oh my god, these kids. Bro, even the school system is an NPC. It's like it's a humongous NPC, you know. Students there are also NPCs. Bro, I remember this one teacher told me about the school system in the Philippines versus the school system in Canada. The school system in Philippines, his daughter is like half Filipino, because like he's white and his wife is Filipino, and so they had a kid. They lived in the Philippines, and when the dad gave his daughter a phone, and then she like kind of like used it in school, bro, the teacher called her up, told her to lay her phone down onto the desk. The teacher grabbed a hammer and just smashed it, bro. And that would be very shocking. That would be like almost abusive in like the Canadian school system, you know. But that's because Canada is too soft. Canada is way too soft, bro. The reason why the West constantly thinks that Asian people are being beat, you know, because that's a stereotype, it's because that's just normal. That's normal in Asia, bro. Bro, you see in Africa, in Mexico, in South America, those sorts of things are normal. And so the West is trying to say, oh, domestic abuse is not good. It's not good. Well, okay, yeah, it isn't good, but it depends on how you use it. You see, if you're whipping your child every single day, you have a problem. But if you whip your child because they did something bad, it's less bad. But I mean, still bad on what it is. You know, I think it's always the parents' fault in the early years that make the child like be good. And so if the child isn't like good, they won't have common sense. You know, common sense derives from a society, and if you don't have a sense of community in you, bro, you're just gonna become an NPC. You're not gonna even help with whatever your community is doing, you know. Like, bro, Nobody does it. No, nobody goes to a food bank and like helps out the homeless, you know. And there's just so many homeless people, bro. The West has failed like many people because of the school system. It's not that the school system, what they teach is bad, but it's how they like teach it, you know? It's how they like propagate this message of softness, and you can do like whatever, you know? Like you can find your purpose later, you know? No. You have to find your purpose as soon as like you reach the age of 20, maybe like 25. But by then, you have to have a good friend group with you that allows you to do all these sorts of things in life. And really, a friend group is just a humongous mind. A friend group, if you combine all your minds together, it creates a giant mind. And though it's basically when you communicate to another person, your minds have become one. You know why? Because it's basically neural signaling to another person's mouth to an ear. Basically like how a neuron fires from the head and goes into the other neurons' tails. Bro, the humans are just one big brain. They might connect, they might not, but a friend group is a gigantic brain. And once you have a friend group, you can learn from them. If you have like any sort of connections, you can learn from them. But just don't be complacent in those sorts of like mind melting like activities, you know. Bro, a book is better than social media. And if you do book and social media, your mind just like empties whatever the book has. Because the social media is just so addicting. If you have bad parents, it's your responsibility now. If you're watching this video, you're probably over the age of like 15. It's your responsibility until adulthood to learn every single thing that you can. Bro, even if you're young, you have to like learn. I remember my mom told me about how her car broke down, and like this gang of like truckers just like come out and try to help her, but they don't know how. I remember a time that my mom's tire broke down. It got like poked, right? A guy, she was like waiting for somebody to help her, and some person did, and I watched them intently on how they fixed a tire, and I realized that bro, that's so simple, you know. My mom at that moment, after that moment, she told me about how I should learn. I should learn whatever I can so it's useful. I try to like backtalk, you know, and just like say, oh, but like, what if you learn like something useless? And just like, well, you'll know. A lot of like the common sense in the world doesn't exist, but like, you know what is good and bad if you haven't been directly propagated. And so yeah, that's why common sense doesn't exist, because people are NPCs, and NPCs, they just didn't have good knowledge with them. They didn't have common sense. They didn't have maybe a good upbringing that allows them to like get the infinite wisdoms of the world, experiencing the world, and like being wiser from their parents, you know. and also especially because of how other things, other like sorts of media try to propagate a message that it's not good. It's not good. This is why men are weak, because they follow an empty message. Well, what can I say? Click on this video right now. Thank you.